All right, hey everyone, it's your girl Hannah Bianca again. If this is your first time watching, one of the things I love to do on this channel is to empower and encourage HR professionals how to turn their HR skills into a profitable business. I have been able to do so, left my federal government job, replaced my full-time income, and now teaching others how to do the same, to go beyond replacing their full-time income and scaling their HR companies into six-figure businesses. With that being said, again, my name is Hennifer Bianca Gant, your HR Biz Success Coach. If you want more information about any of the services that we provide, you want to go to kingdomhr.biz. So today I want to chat with you all about onboarding a new client. Super critical and important. One of the things that I missed out on a lot. Did I say a lot? A lot. So had no idea. So one of the things that is a gift and a curse sometimes for me is that you can't give me an idea and you give me an idea, we come up with a whole business plan. Like that's just me. That's how I'm wired. I am a visionary in every form and sense that you could imagine, right? So I have a lot of things up here, is what I'm trying to say under all this here. I have a lot of things that just kind of is in my head, right? So I'm like, when I had a new client, if you've watched any of my videos, one of the things I always share is I remember when I had a client and they were like, oh yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. And I'm like, there's like, yeah, so how do we pay? And I'm like, I don't know how you pay. I didn't have any payment systems. So I knew how to do the work, but I had no process for payment or anything like that. So obviously just kind of learned and growed at the same time. And thank God for grace that people, just kind of gave me grace through the process. And, I still don't have it perfect. I definitely still, because I'm still learning. I'm a forever student. I'm always taking trainings and webinars on a consistent basis just to improve my skills so that, I could be better, not just for my team, but also for you all. So here's the deal. One of the areas that I found that I was really bad at is putting my processes on paper. And when I finally did that, it was a game changer. See, at Career Image Solutions, which is our HR consulting company, when our core values are integrity, excellence, and valor. And I recognize it's like, man, excellence is an ongoing journey, ongoing process. And part of being excellent was establishing a proper onboarding process. So today I'm just going to give you a few tips on how to onboard a new client. And those of you that are in HR, you know what it's like and you know what the statistics are when you're onboarding a new employee. Those same statistics are proper. I don't know what the stats are in terms of onboarding a new client, but you can imagine how important it is, right? Once you understand it from the applicant perspective or new hire perspective, you can understand how important it is even from a business perspective, right? Making sure that whether you are offering resumes, whether you're doing career coaching or whether you are providing DEI consultation or whether you're providing HR consultation, employee relations, payroll, whatever it is, life coach, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you have an onboarding process. So again, I'm going to give you a few quick tips on your onboarding process. First thing is you want to write out the process from the very beginning and you want to number it. That is super important. You want to number each and every step. So literally, what do I mean? All right, so I get a new client. What happens? Like literally think it through. I have a new client. All right, get a new client. Literally write that down. Get a new client. All right, so what do you want them to do next? Do you want them to fill out anything? Do you want them to complete anything? Should they watch something in advance, right? Should they, have they already paid you? Are they paying you before they get started, right? So you want to literally map out all of those things. And then you want to think about, well, are you going to give any welcome calls? Are you going to do any follow-up emails? Are you doing a call? Or are you doing an email, right? Are you doing it just an automatic update through a system? You know what I mean? So again, all of those things in your processes, you want to not only write it down, but you want to number it. So you can put step 1, step 2, step 3, literally number it. The second tip I want to give you is to have somebody else read it. Because one of the things, if you're anything like me, I think it makes sense. But When I gave it to other people, like my advisory board, oh, they chew me out. They're like, this doesn't make any sense. You're going to have to redo this, right? And if it doesn't make sense to someone who is not in your industry, it will not make sense to your client, right? So you want to make sure that somebody else understands what you are trying to say on paper, and that is as simple as possible, as simple as possible, as simple as possible. And you want to have somebody else reading over it, okay? The third thing is that you want to, again, identify what your identify some of the nuances that you might want to consider is making sure that if you're going to have your customer filling out a questionnaire, is it going to be electronic? Are you going to be asking them over the phone? Is this part of a discovery session? Is your discovery session before you get the new client or after? Do they have to pay you first, or are they paying you after, right? Are they paying you after you complete your services, or are they paying you before? I like to get paid up front. You picked up what I'm putting down? Just saying. Also, your expectations, right? Expectations. Hopefully you all have watched a previous video that I've talked about just different documents, but you want to make sure that you have all of your documents, all of your agreements in place, especially when you're working with other companies. Those of you that desire to work with companies, you want to make sure that you have all of your expectations, the scope of work, everything that they say that they're hiring you for. You want to make sure that that's part of your onboarding process, reiterating what they hired you for and your hours or the time or the things that are involved. You want to make sure that you're confirming that within your onboarding process. And then another thing that you want to, and again, the list is longer, so much longer than this, but I just wanted to give you all some quick tips. But something else that I feel like is sometimes overlooked, especially as you onboard a new client, is telling the client when your hours of operation is, right? So you want to tell your client when they can expect to hear from you, especially those of you that are working a full-time job. You all know that I've given you tips. Hopefully you watched that in previous videos where I've given you tips on how to balance you working a full-time job and having a business, right? And so you want to make sure that you have those hours of operations together. You want to make sure that it's tight, so that way they won't just be calling you willy-nilly, and then you're frustrated. Now you're frustrated. You're mad at everybody else because you don't have time to work in your business. Well, no, you just need to tell them when you are free and let them know up front, so they don't expect something different, right? There's just some things that you can put in place, and your onboarding process is definitely one of those things. I'm telling you, it's going to save you so much, because when you know it, you become more confident. You show up a lot differently because you know what your process is. So when somebody says, oh, I'm ready to work with you, you already know it because you've written it out, right? You can already put that in the email, whatever the next steps are. So again, I hope that this was helpful. If this was helpful, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I look forward to working with any of you all that are excited about growing your HR business, starting your HR business, launching it into a new direction, to either replace your full-time income and or scale it to six figures and beyond. If that is you, I look forward to working with you. Again, you can find out more information at kingdomhr.biz. Definitely feel free to subscribe to our mailing list there, or you can go ahead and do a pick my brain session where you can do a HR biz clarity call, where you can literally just schedule a time and ask me different types of questions. If you do have specific questions regarding our program and you want to check the description box below, or email hello@kingdomhr.biz, hello@kingdomhr.biz. Again, I hope that this was helpful. And until next time, don't forget to command your day.